Guys, I hope you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shaka and I welcome you to my channel. Welcome you to all of my videos, INFJs or not. And I hope that you guys learn from them and enjoy them and are able to apply them in your life in order to become the best version of yourself. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how INFJs are major softies. They have these hearts that are just mush. They're just completely mush. Of course, we can go into a mode where we're harsh and hard and really unbending. But most of the time, if we feel safe and we feel good about ourselves, we move through the world in a very soft, very water-like manner. You know, we'll kind of meld with the world. We'll be flexible. We are not hard or harsh, or we're not rocky. I actually noticed this about myself, is that I have a very hard time not having empathy for people, especially people in need around me. And so my sister always tries to pull me back from that because I can't help myself. You know, I was walking through the streets of downtown Toronto, and there was this person, this homeless individual, who was going into the store to purchase something, and obviously all of his stuff that he carries around with him in the shopping cart was outside the door, and he was asking around, can you guys watch this for me while I go inside and grab something? And instantaneously I was like, yeah, of course, I'll watch it for you. My sister pulled my arm and she's like, there's nothing valuable in his bag. You don't have to watch it. Let's go. Don't be like that person. Right? Same thing when I was in the subway system in New York and I was sitting and then a homeless person, a person who looked homeless, who was very, unfortunately, smelly, came and sat down next to me, and everyone else moved away, right? Everyone else got up out of the seat and walked away because obviously he's very stinky. I couldn't do it. I'm sitting there right next to him. I could not even move myself away. I moved my face away a little bit in that direction. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try not to smell it. I thought good thoughts. I was like, it's okay, it's only temporary, he's gonna leave soon. But I couldn't help myself. I could not make him feel terrible by getting up and walking away like everyone else did. Even if I had to torture myself with that smell, I still couldn't do it, right? And so obviously he did leave because he saw that, you know, I felt terrible about it. He saw that everyone else was moving away from him, and so he walked away out of the subway station, but out of the subway car. But even then I felt terrible, even though I had been sitting there, I hadn't moved away, and I couldn't move. There is no way I could have let him see me moving away because he smelled bad. And this is something that happens all the time in terms of when I move through the world. This softness, this thing where like my heart is so unyielding sometimes. It's just so, not unyielding, so yielding, I guess is the word. It's too soft in the way I move through the world. I sometimes feel like it's in this world right now, especially where you need to be hard, you need to be solid, you need to be aggressive, you need to be mean, you need to be, you know, in that way. I find that it's actually sometimes can be a negative trait or a weakness of sorts. I know that when I worked in the corporate field, thank God I don't anymore, because I just couldn't meld myself in that direction. But I know when I worked in the 9-to-5 corporate world, it was really hard for me to be soft. I had to play the role of being hard. I had to play the role of being aggressive and fighting with everyone around me and clawing my way up to the top and kiss-assing people around me, like especially my bosses, so that I could show them that I cared, or doing all those things where I was like, why am I playing this role? It's so annoying and I can't do it. I hated myself for it. No wonder I would go back home every day. No matter what I did, I'd be exhausted because I had been playing this role all day long, and then when I'd get home, I'd be exhausted because I only had a couple of hours to be myself, and then I had to go back and play that role again. Not only that, you know, it's an aggressive world in general where just going through a subway car, you have to push your way into the subway car in, you know, the metro stations because it's so crowded. And if you don't push your way in, you don't get in. And for me, I'm like, you know, I'll just take the next one. But the next one is crowded too, and the next one after that's crowded too. So basically, either you push in your way in or you don't get anywhere, right? And that really, again, does not work with me. It doesn't jive with I can't be aggressive. I hate being aggressive that way. I'm rather like, you guys go, I'll walk wherever I need to walk, even if it takes me 2 hours. Things like that. I mean, even like when you're in a grocery lineup and someone cuts in front of me, I'm like, you know, fine, cut in front of me. If that's so important to you, and if you're in such a hurry and you need to get home or get wherever you are going, then do it. But everyone else is like, you know, you have to be aggressive about it. You can't let them cut in. You have to fight for your rights. You have to do this. Yeah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, really, do you have to? I mean, do you have to really put people down or make them feel terrible? If they really need to be in front of the line, even if it's for no apparent reason, let them do it. I have 5 more minutes. I can stand in line for 5 more minutes. But everyone else wants to fight about it. That's the thing with this world, I feel like, is like these kind of soft, tender ways of doing things are not accepted anymore. You have to fight for everything. You have to be like, no, that person's wrong and I'm the one who's right, and you have to hire me, or you have to promote me because that person blah 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 blah. Like unless it's a truth that that person is terrible and they're incompetent and they have no idea what they're doing, and I know what I'm doing, and that's why you should hire me or you should promote me. Unless it's the truth, there's no way I'd say those words to my boss or to my overlord in order to get ahead of someone else. There is no way I'm lying about it, right? And so that's the reason, of course, that my stint in the corporate world wasn't that long. And even while I was there, it was terrible. I was not used to it. Not only that, when I moved to the world, I moved to the world in a very non-aggressive way. I make myself smaller than I am, even though I'm very tall. I'm not 5'9", and I love wearing heels. I'm usually 6'1", 6'2". And so I'm walking through the world, and I'm always very tall. I'm always trying to make myself small, and I'm always smiling, and I'm always making sure that people realize that I don't have an aggressive bone in my body, and I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to fight with you. If you want to fight, you can fight among yourself. I'm not engaging in that. You guys do whatever the hell you want. I'm stepping back and moving away. Unless it comes to the fact, as I've said before, if someone is being bullied, if someone's being racist, or someone is bullying someone else, or they're being aggressive with no apparent reason, and there's no one else stepping up, then definitely I'm going to step up and say, what are you doing? And why are you treating this person like crap, right? I have to really stop myself sometimes, because I've stepped in several times when a man was being really rude to his wife or his girlfriend, and the girlfriend's like, what are you doing? I'm fine with it. Why are you stepping into this situation? And I always think to myself, you never know what a person is all about, right? So you have to be really careful with that stuff. As I mostly, my policy is to live and let live. You guys do whatever you want. Let me live the way I want to live, in my non-aggressive, soft way. Now, this soft, non-aggressive way, of course, gets a lot of negative feedback from everyone around me. My parents are always telling me, you need to be a little bit, you need to be a little bit stronger, you need to be a little bit aggressive, you need to fight for your rights, you need to fight for all the different things, you need to become bigger and bolder and blah, blah. Same thing with my friends are always telling me the same thing. My sister, my INTJ sister is always telling me, too soft, you need to be a little bit more aggressive, more hard. I always think to myself, why is this world doing that? Why do we have to be hard? Why do we have to be this person who has to fight for everything all the time? That's one of the reasons why I moved to Thailand, is because it's a very soft country. It's a country filled with really soft, calm, non-aggressive, really nice people, where no one fights everyone else for anything else. Everyone just lets everything happen as it happens. It's a very Buddhist culture, and that's what Buddhism is all about, being like water. And so I find that that's the only country where I can be myself, and I can be soft, and no one makes me feel terrible for it, because that's the way everyone around me is, right? And if you're not, then you won't like Thailand, because if you're hard, they won't like your hardness, they won't like your aggressiveness. Everyone wants everyone to be soft and move together with like water, and everything just flows as it is. And Toronto is the complete opposite. It's a very hard city, very aggressive. Everyone's moving very fast, walking very fast, pushing people out of the way to get somewhere, not necessarily physically, but mentally. That's the mentality. No one is more important than me. I'm the most important. I need to get ahead of everyone else. Whereas in the Thai culture, they're not saying everyone else is more important than me, but no one person is more important than everyone else. And everyone is as important as everyone else. Everyone is at the same level. So everyone moves together in a very water-like, flexible, adaptable, soft way. And I love that. I love cultures like that. And so I like living that. I don't like living in Toronto as much, because I need to change my personality. I need to become harder. I need to become stronger and more aggressive and kind of thing, which I can't. I hate it. That's why I spend most of my time in my room doing my work. I never go out. I don't go out clubbing. I don't go out dancing. I don't go out for dinners with friends. I spend as much time as possible at home, which I love anyways. It's so fine. I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this softness versus hardness thing? I don't know if I explained it properly, but it's it's something that's been coming up in my head a lot, is that, you know, I find myself gravitating towards people who are like that too. I don't like fighting for things. I don't like being aggressive for no apparent reason. I think it's the scarcity mindset that brings it up. I think, you know, like, I believe in abundance, that there's enough for everyone. There's enough for all the different people in the world. You can go and get it yourself. You can work for it. I don't mind working for it, and I work aggressively on my stuff, but I'm not aggressive with the people around me. I'm not fighting everyone for my rights or things like that. And I wonder if you guys have the same kind of approach to life, or do you have the same kind of experience with people around you? I'd love to hear from you guys. I don't know, sometimes I think in my head this is the reality, but perhaps I am mistaken. So tell me, message me below or email me or whatever it is. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys have any questions at all, please message me anytime. I'm here to answer all of your questions. And if you guys have any suggestions for future videos, message me as well. All my contact information is in the description below. I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.